I guess more so as a child. As a kid, I was a decent drawer. And it was literally up to about the ages of 7 or 8. I used to draw all the time. And then right about that age, I just stopped for whatever reason. I might have been different interests or something. But it wasn't until I finished high school where I had to decide what I was going to do. And I sort of haphazardly jumped into a graphic design degree here in Townsville, North Queensland. So yeah, I actually got in. I went in for my interview to get into the course, and all I had was a couple of drawings from way back. And I did a lot of tech drawing at high school, so almost like an architecture kind of background. And I think they were that keen to just get people on board that I managed to get into the course. And from that point on is when I was first introduced to Photoshop. And I didn't have a license or anything at the time, so I basically parked myself in the computer labs at the university for pretty much 3 straight years, and was just busting it, just learning everything I could about Photoshop and experimenting, and from there my interest in design and stuff just continued to grow. I guess in some respects, but in some respects, I get the vibe that not quite so much. And I mean, even in my own mind, I've got some friends online who do fantastic work in the sports realm, and they're doing it traditionally just with their hands and paint and stuff. And I look at that and I am blown away, and I just think, wow, I'm not even in the same conversation with them. And then they sort of reciprocate a similar vibe to the work I do, and I can't wrap my head around that because I know my way around Photoshop, but I just picking up a paintbrush or a pencil and doing it that way, I think is amazing. So I guess to summarize, I think that it's getting respect, but I still sort of see them as 2 different kind of elements. And I guess it depends on if you talk to people in the graphic design industry, they're obviously very passionate about it. And as far as they're concerned, it is art, and that's fair enough. And there'll be those that might turn their nose up and say, well, that's not. So it's in the eye of the beholder, I think. I tend to agree. I think basically you're after an emotional response to something, and particularly with the work we're doing with sports kind of stuff, it's if you can imagine someone's on their phone and they're scrolling through something, you want something that's going to grab their attention, and that can be done either through some kind of visual impact or an emotional impact. It might be their favorite player reacting to something, or a quote about something, or nostalgia or pop culture or something like that. So while they may not be entertained for such a period of time, you're still getting a response from them. So I would tend to agree that it is a form of entertainment. So I still haven't been able to wrap my head around this. It was a Sunday, much like today, probably about 4 years ago now, and I woke up to an email, and it was basically, g'day, we've seen some of your work. I'm looking at getting some stuff done for a game that we're working on. And that was it. And I get emails sort of like this quite often, and sometimes they're from 15-year-olds that just want something for something. You just never know. But it sort of shows that you can't turn anything away. So I replied and said, yeah, no, that sounds interesting. Can you give us a bit more information? And it was one of the art directors. This is in the lead up to 2K18, I think. It was one of the art directors on that game. He basically found a couple of the wallpapers I designed, which I uploaded to a DeviantArt account. I happened to post a couple of wallpapers on there, and I think it has pretty good SEO. It's got some good search engine optimization, so I'm pretty sure the art director would have punched in NBA wallpapers, and one of mine came up there, and through sheer luck, he decided to send me an email and a bit of back and forth, and that's how I landed my connection with them. And so, I did some work for that 2K18, which they were pretty happy with. And I was able to deliver on time and on budget and things like that. And I think they liked the rapport we built up. And so I've been able to work 4 consecutive years now, each year doing a little bit more. So I still, every year when the game comes out and I see my name in there and I post it on social media and whatnot, I just can't wrap my head around it, because I guess there's a couple of things. One is, that the competition and trying to separate yourself. I've been lucky to establish a bit of a name now. So while I still actively chase work, a lot of work falls to me now, which is great. Stress is a big thing, particularly in social media sport. A lot of it is there's a bigger moment's just happened, or this has just happened. We need something immediately. And I'm always in the point of I value all my clients, and so I hate saying no to clients because I can't so I'm always worried about losing someone if I have to turn something down. And I guess The other minor challenge is just working from Australia. I mean, it's great that I can work from home, but I work from home and I've got a young family, so being able to like shut the door, learning to be able to know it's business time and figure that out. And then just the time difference. For my Australian clients, it's not a big deal, but a lot of the time I'll get emails from American clients in the middle of the night and stuff, and so it's always being on. And again, that balance of saying, oh, sorry, I can't get on that at the moment, and trusting that they still like your work and they're not going to move on to the next guy. So I guess sporting leagues, I mean, I've been fortunate to work in the leagues that I know the most about. I've done in Australia, like rugby league is my preferred football league, I guess. Major soccer would be a cool one to break into. And that'd be cool. But aside from that, I guess in terms of clients, I love creating basketball cards or posters and things like that. So some kind of memorabilia client, someone like, I think Panini have the NBA license now. Back in the day, it used to be Upper Deck and Fleer and Tops and things like that. So some kind of, whether it be cards or sports memorabilia or a poster organization, something like that would be great. And then obviously you've got like the shoe lines, Nike, Adidas, Puma's coming on really strong now. They got some cool shoes. So, and the social's pretty cool. So I'm just busy doing what I'm doing. If something like that can make itself fantastic. So I guess, my biggest clients, aside from 2K, is I've been fortunate to do work with the NBA social team. The NRL is probably my biggest and most consistent client, and I owe a great deal to them. They were the first people that took me on board and sort of trusted me in the work that I do. And I try as much as possible to leave time available for them as my sort of initial big client. And through that, I get to post all kinds of cool, like rugby league is my second sport in Australia here. But I think if you take a look at my Instagram, it's clear that basketball jumps out now. But most of the stuff I create now, if it's rugby league related, goes straight to the NRL. So that sort of works out well. Other clients I've done some stuff for Bleacher Report. They're always doing cool cutting edge stuff on social media. So it's great to be associated with them. And I've had ESPN in Australia here. They share a lot of my just stuff, and I just say, just link me. It's fine. It's not really a paid thing, but just try and capitalize on some social kind of moments. They sort of share my stuff there. I think we sort of touched on it. I mean, passion, but it's not. You can't teach passion. You can't say have passion about something. You either have it or you don't. So if you have it, you're going to be trying to do it. You're trying to get into the industry. So then the next thing is just to hustle, is to keep working, keep practicing on your craft, keep putting your work out there, getting your name out there. Don't be ashamed to tag people that you want to work with. Get their attention. They might think it's spam and they might ignore you. They might not. They might see your work and think it's great and go from there. Reach out, make the use of social media. It's an unbelievable tool. It is starting to get crowded, but there's only one way to break through, and that's just to keep pushing it out there. That's what I'd say. And again, it goes with the passion. You have to be enjoying it. That's you get a thrill out of it. Every time I get a like from a big name, I'm like a kid inside it, and it keeps me going and stuff.
The buzz of it.
That's what it is, man. It's like a drug. It's crazy. So just hustle.